Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. And ESPNU's College Football Primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy. A pair of 3-0 teams meeting here tonight in the Swamp. And after a half, it's 21-7 Florida. Alongside Mark Schlereth, I'm Clay Mathick. Welcome back to Gainesville. And Florida came into this game here tonight, Mark, 11th in the SEC in total offense. They knew they had to get better on that side of the ball. Doesn't get much better than scoring on your first 2 drives.
No, it doesn't, and it's all about rectifying that situation right now. And it comes down to John Brantley throwing the ball on short yardage gains and making tacklers miss. And that's what Florida did in this first half, and that's how they've gotten to this lead. And one of the guys that was pivotal in that, Tyler Burton, playing the tight end position, the fullback position, you name it, he did everything. Here you're going to see him lined up at quarterback. Little quarterback counter right there. You see the fake, and he guts it right up the middle for the touchdown, an 11-yard gain. And now you've got the interception here. Brown reading coverage, squatting on a route, and making a touchdown to make that 21-0. And then the Wildcats come back. You see them getting everybody off the field, but Matthews stays on, and Randall Cobb, the exciting player, throws it right there. Touchdown, just easy as that.
Kentucky thrived on protecting the football during the first 3 games of the season, and it went against him in that first half as Hartline threw his first 2 picks of the year. In fact, first turnovers of the year for Kentucky, and Florida made them pay.
And what do you say? You know, speed. You can't coach it. You either have it or you don't have it. And this Kentucky team is facing a Gator team that has speed that they haven't seen so far in the season.
Joe Mansour kicks off as Florida will start with the football here in the second half. And here is Demps. Trying to shake loose, can't do it. He's down at the 19. Let's go down to Elizabeth, who talked with the Joker.
Well, you guys, I caught up with Joker out of the tunnel, and he said, we're plugging away, but we have missed a punch. We have to land a punch. And Elizabeth, we have to start tackling. I said, did Trey Burton surprise you at all? And he laughed. He said, Elizabeth, nothing in football surprises me. We have got to play better.
And you talked about it right there, Elizabeth, missed tackles. And right now, it's an extra 3, an extra 4, an extra 5 yards. Those are the type of things that come back and get you to be 40 and 50-yard gains in the second half when you're a tired defense.
Here's John Brantley to lead the Gators offense for the first time here in the second half. It's Demps. Turns it upfield, and he's down at the 28-yard line. Ronnie Sneed, the middle linebacker, brings him down, but it's a gain of 11. And a good start here for the Gators in the second half. Brantley, in the first 30 minutes, 136 yards passing. And Urban Meyer said for us to be good consistently, he has to throw for 200 yards or more. He hasn't done that yet this year, but he's well on his way.
Yeah, and he right now, you look at what he's been able to do. They've really hit the underneath crossing routes. I expect this Florida offense to open it up a little bit and test this defense down the field deep.
Here's Demps. And he is hit hard by Martavius Nellums for a loss of 2. And we talked a lot about Jeff Demps before the game here tonight, about his ability, especially if he gets out on the perimeter. He only had 4 carries in that first half. He did not have a catch tonight until that last one. What is Urban Meyer trying to do?
Right now, he's trying to spread the ball around, and you're looking at John Brantley. You're going to be the focal point of this offense, so we've got to get you in a rhythm.
Here's Demps, and he'll pick up a yard.
Right, we want to get you in a rhythm. We want to get you, as you said, Urban Meyer's talked about John Demps, said we need you to throw it for over 200 yards. We need to figure out what we are on offense. What is our identity? And one of the things we're going to try to establish is this passing game. And John Brantley, you go back to the Florida of the Chris Leak years. That's what we're trying to establish on offense. We want to throw it around the ball field. We want to make some big plays with our running backs and our guys catching short balls, breaking tackles, and taking it deep.
On third down, Brantley gets it off, and it's caught. Carl Moore, the first down catch and run, a gain of 18 for Moore.
And everything this Florida team has done right now has been to exploit the underneath routes. And what we're doing and what we're seeing is, hey, we're going to run coverage off. We're going to take a couple of receivers. We're going to run them down the seams. We're going to run off the defense deep. And then what we're going to do is get a matchup on the inside, be it zone or man. We're going to break it off and get that ball over the middle of the field.
Brantley play fake, wants to look downfield again. Has a man wide open. It's Hines, but it's incomplete. So bring up 2nd down and 10. Brantley, who converted that 3rd down on that prior play to Moore. Seeing that they're taking shots downfield on 3rd down, 6 of the 8 3rd down conversion attempts tonight have gone for 10 or more yards.
But all those throws have really been underneath throws and relying on our receivers to run the ball after the catch.
Demps shakes loose inside the 40-yard line. Winston Guy made the tackle, but it's a 13-yard pickup for Demps.
Watch Pouncey right here on the snap. Going to get up, climb to the 2nd level, just engulf the linebacker, toss him down. You got to love that right there. Coming off the ankle injury, you see it spatted up right down there. He doesn't care. He's going to get in there and play a little bit.
Demps again, getting behind Pouncey and the rest of that Florida line, and they're trying to push him ahead to the 35.
Hey, don't think of him as a 190-pound guy that's just a speed guy. You see him right there. He'll get up there. He'll get you the dirty yards. That's what you love about him. He'll continue to push the pile. And for a 190-pound guy at 5'8", he's got great leg strength. One of the reasons he's a world-class sprinter right there.
Demps had 26 yards rushing in that first half. He's got 57 now. As Florida comes up to the line for the 8th play of this drive already. 2nd down and 6. Florida trying to make a statement on this opening series of the half. Demps in the flat. Nice little jitterbug move, but can't get out of the tackle with Anthony Mosley. No gain.
Boy, I tell you what, that's not a place you want to be if you're Anthony Mosley. You've got to give that kid credit right there, because when you have number 2 Jeff Demps in their one-on-one situation out there as he limps off the football field, and we'll have to keep our eye on that, but that's not an enviable position when you have that kind of speed out there in a one-on-one situation.
And Xavier Nixon is also down. He is the 3rd Florida O-lineman tonight to be slow off the field. Nixon made his first start of the season last week against Tennessee, and he's got some kind of leg ailment here.
You see Nixon get his ankle right there, and then you see Demps also, as Mosley falls on the ankle right there. He's being attended to as well. Got the helmet off. You can see him limping around a little bit.
And that's the last thing Florida wants is they go to Tuscaloosa next week. They need all of their hands on deck. I mean, they got a half of football here to play with Kentucky, but certainly when they get into the teeth of the SEC schedule, they're going to need all of their stars healthy.
Right, and not only that, you want all your guys playing in position and developing a continuity together, and that's been a big issue with this offense. There hasn't been that continuity up front because they've all played different positions. They've all rotated through at different positions. Really hard to get in sync as an offense.
So Demps is on the sideline. 6 of the plays on this drive have gone to him. Mike Gillislee checks in. Brantley throws. It's complete. Carl Moore again. Inside the 15-yard line, down at the 12. The 5th-year senior picking up 24 on that play, and Florida banging on the door again.
Well, I suppose you don't need to go deep if you can keep hitting these crossing routes. This is an easy throw. Look at that ball doesn't travel more than 6-7 yards. But the receiver wide open in the middle of the field. Look at him in a two-way go, a little option route right there. Stabs to the outside, cuts it back into the inside. The ball right on time. 24 yards. This offense is really playing well.
Gillislee, his first carry of the evening, gets to the 10-yard line and then is thrown back. Mark Crawford wraps him up. It's a gain of 3. The red zone for Florida this year has been a playground. And you see tonight 2 for 2. Scored 11 times, 10 touchdowns before tonight. So 13 for 15 on the year with 12 scores that were touchdowns. 2nd down and 8 for the Gators. Brantley will keep it himself. That's Burton. Touchdown. Burton, for the 2nd time tonight out of the Wildcat, scores.
How do you stop Tyler Burton? This is a kid that has lined up at quarterback, at wide receiver, at tight end, at fullback, and he's gotten the ball in all those positions. Not only that, he's run down on kickoff cover tonight. He is all over the place, and he is the one guy that the Kentucky Wildcats can't account for.
It's blocked. Sturgis's kick is blocked. Burton with his 3rd touchdown tonight. What a weapon.
Look at that little fake right there, and then he's an inside runner. Man.
Gator fans are liking what they're seeing tonight in the Swamp. 11 plays, 83 yards on the opening drive of the 2nd half. And Trey Burton with his 3rd touchdown tonight, his 2nd rushing TD.
He is all over the place right now. The guy is unstoppable, and he's such an offensive weapon. Forget about tight end or mentioning where he plays. Just call him OW. Trey Burton, offensive weapon.
Kentucky will start at the 23 after that return by Locke.
All right, here's what we've got right here. We've got guard and fullback, and all we're doing here is we're running kick out, we're running lead right there, and our quarterback right here is going to take his step right here, and then what he's going to be able to do is follow that in there, and that is just fullback, quarterback counter. Here you see him follow his blocks, and then get to the outside and burn him with speed for the touchdown.
Cobb on the crossing route, gets into the secondary and picks up the 1st down, a gain of 11. Duke Clemens makes the tackle. Randall Cobb and Derek Locke have to get going for Kentucky to have a chance here in the 2nd half.
And it's a great job by Kentucky. That's all that is, a little rip or bubble screen right there. Cobb's just going to step off the ball. They're going to clear with offensive linemen, get down there and try to get basically kickouts on the offensive line, and Cobb cut underneath there. That's why we call it a rip or tear screen.
Seven-step drop for Hartline. Pressure, dumps it off. Lemons almost had a sack. Bring up 2nd and 10. ESPN used coverage of college football later tonight in the SWAC. It's Prairie View A&M. That program has come around. Taking on Grambling. College football primetime presented by McDonald's tonight at 10:30 Eastern on the U. So 3 touchdowns tonight by Trey Burton, the weapon, the all-everything player for the Gators. There's Derek Locke trying to cut the corner, does, turns it up, and takes a hit at the 40 from Ahmad Black. And bring up 3rd down and 4.
There's a little finish right there by the running back. Small in stature. I love these small running backs that run tough. Get to the line of scrimmage, get past that line of scrimmage, but you're down by the sideline. A lot of guys, a lot of little guys want to step out of bounds. A lot of speed guys want to avoid contact. Both of these running backs tonight, Locke and Demps, aren't afraid to lower their shoulders, get behind their pads, and hit somebody.
Just 2 third down conversions tonight for Kentucky in 8 tries. Cobb in the slot. Hartline looking his way. He's got him. Complete to the 45-yard line. A gain of 15, and Kentucky in Florida territory for the first time here in the half.
Now, offensive coordinator Randy Sanders right now went in at halftime, said, okay, guys, listen, we're going to have to get the football in our playmakers' hands, and that means get it to Derek Locke, and that means get it to Randall Cobb. Here you see Cobb on a slant right there in the middle of the football field, catch and run with the football. 2 times now they've gotten into Randall Cobb's hands in this drive alone. That's going to have to continue.
Locke. Nothing on that far side. Jelani Jenkins strung him out nicely to the sideline. First-year starter at weak side linebacker. He's got a lot of speed. SEC Freshman of the Week after that big game against Tennessee. And that is a bad sign for the Gators as Demps is making his way to the training table.
Yeah, it's never good. Demps going off the football field. You know they're looking at that ankle. He had a sock down on that side, so obviously we'll have to keep our eye on that.
Cobb in the backfield, gets away from a tackle, flag down, steps out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A little misdirection there by Kentucky. Florida had it snuffed out for the most part. We'll see what the flag's all about.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. We've seen the bubble screen. Then we've seen the inside slant. Now we see the reverse.
Personal foul, face mask, number 52 on the defense. That'll be 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And Randy Sanders is coming out of this half and say, hey, listen, guys, I'm sorry. My mistake. I didn't do a good job. I've got to get the ball to our playmaker. This guy, one of the great football players. And you saw the face mask right there. Doesn't take much. His head jerks. The official saw it. It's a great call. And they're moving the chains.
Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator for Kentucky. A national title at Tennessee as the O-Cord. First and 10, 7 minutes and change to go. Third quarter, Hartline looking to throw. Lobs it up, has a man, Matthews caught to the end zone. Touchdown, but there is a flag down. We'll see if this holds up. As it is right now, it's a 27-yard score for the Wildcats.
I'll be very interested to see if they call this offensive pass interference or if it's on the defense, because the change of direction right there. Let's listen in.
Holding, number 35 on the defense. That penalty will be declined. It'll be a touchdown.
Well, I was wrong on both accounts. A little holding call right there, but a great adjustment on the ball by Matthews. But the great thing on that particular play, Derek Locke, we talk about him as a speed guy, all the way across the formation to pick up the blitz.
Second touchdown tonight for Matthews. And McIntosh with the extra point. And Kentucky is in this football game with about 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They're making plays right here. Kentucky storming back, and you see it. Lob it over the top. Matthews, touchdown.
ESPNU College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Kentucky has lost 23 straight to Florida. Second longest losing streak in the FBS. The only one that's longer is Kentucky's losing streak to Tennessee. But Wildcats hanging around in this game. It's 27-14 now after the second touchdown of the night for Matthews. 5 catches, 100 yards now for the senior.
Yes, and again, they came out at halftime and they thought to themselves, okay, what do we have to do? Our 2 big playmakers haven't touched the ball enough. We've got to get it to Derek Locke, and we've got to get it to our main man, number 18, Randall Cobb. And that's what they were able to do on that drive. And you saw them stay on schedule, push the ball down, and move the chains. And that gives you that opportunity to get back in this ball game.
Junker Phillips said at length this week that Matthews might be the X factor in this game because of all the attention he anticipated Locke and Cobb getting. Mike Gillislee. Watch this one go through the end zone. Here's a couple of looks at last play, and there's Derek Locke. Now keep an eye on number 20.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes over, and you talk about all 11 guys need to do their job. especially on blitz. You saw Locke come over there, pick up the blitz as he crosses the formation, gives his quarterback an opportunity, and that's just a great throw to the corner and a great adjustment by Matthews to the corner of the end zone, right to the pylon, and can't execute it any better than that. All 11 guys doing their job.
Kentucky has gone to 4 straight bowl games. That's a school record. And this might be the best Kentucky team over that span. As Florida goes to work on offense, a gain for Emmanuel Moody. Let's go to the studio for an update with Lowell.
Clay, great one right now between South Carolina and Auburn. You have the Gamecocks with a 20-7 lead, but right before the half, it's Cam Newton with the keeper. South Carolina only up by 6 at the half. And keep in mind, Clay, we'll see Auburn next Saturday noon here on the U.
Yeah, Auburn at home, and South Carolina trying to get out to a 4-0 start. Their first in 9 years. It's going to be an interesting finish in that game tonight. Brantley, time to throw, and it's complete. Caught at the 34-yard line and into Kentucky territory. It's Deontay Thompson. A 30-yard reception, and Florida moving the sticks and getting this crowd back in the game.
That's exactly how you answer a touchdown drive. How do you do it? You come out slinging it. You see Brantley here sets up. Look at the foot energy right there. Moves in the pocket, slides up, and throws a strike. And that's how you get it done. Right here again, we talked all night about the crossing routes that Florida loves to run. And you see Thompson right there catching the ball, going up for it, getting his feet back down, and making yards after catch.
Brantley, a little play fake. He goes back to the air. There's Trey Burton again. He'll pick up 8 on first down. Brantley now, after that last completion, over 200 yards passing for the game. And we talked about it before. Urban Meyer said Brantley needs to be at 200 yards or more consistently for us to be good offensively.
And we talked about it. Go back to the Chris Leak years when Florida won a national championship. That's what they need to be. They need to throw it around and use the option and the running game as an adjunct to their passing game.
On second down and short, Moody. Looks like he did enough dirty work to pick up the first down. Moody, the 5th-year running back out of the state of Texas, started his career at USC under Pete Carroll, and he is on pace for perhaps the best year of his career stats-wise. His career's kind of been hampered by injuries. They're going to need guys to spell Demps. I mean, he can't do it all. Like you said, Demps had 26 carries last year, and that's not what Urban Meyer wants to do to a star running back.
Absolutely not. And he's so valuable, not only running the ball, but catching out of the backfield. You want to be able to use him in multiple formations, be able to spread him away from the line of scrimmage. So you've got to get other guys to play as well.
Brantley with a flag down, flares it to the outside, where it's caught by Mike Gillisley. Steve Shaw has been busy tonight. And this is going to go against the Gators. Urban Meyer looking for his 100th career win tonight. 60 of those victories have come here at Florida.
Illegal shift on the offense. The offense never got set. That penalty will be declined. Bring second down.
It really is amazing what he has done here in Gainesville.
It truly is. And to come into this program that was already established and to be able to win national championships, amazing work from Urban Meyer and this Florida Gators football team program.
On second and 12, a draw play, Gillisley takes one in the chops at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but Quay Hussey, number 2, really laid him out. Remember Urban Meyer when he was the head coach at Utah. Those Utes were the original BCS Busters in 04. That team that he had that year went 12-0.
Absolutely, and everywhere he's gone as a head coach, he's just had success. He just wins.
On third down, Brantley over the middle, man open, and it's complete to Carl Moore. who's put together a very nice receiving night. That's a 9-yard pickup and a first down. 4 catches now, 71 yards for the 5th-year senior.
Here we see the pressure off the blitz. Brantley does a great job of just staring down the face of the blitz, taking one of the chops, and still being able to deliver the football on time to his receiver Moore.
Brantley now career high 222 yards through the air. Play fake. Lobs it up to the end zone. Man there. In and out of the hands of Deontay Thompson.
Can't throw it any better than that right there. You see the one-on-one coverage right here on the edge to Thompson. He's going to release outside, use his hands and his speed, and right in the breadbasket. You cannot allow that to happen. Little bit of contact right there, but that comes down to got to make a play. And look at Brantley right there. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's not as easy as it looks, though. I will guarantee you that.
Randall Gordon on the coverage. I thought he did a good job. Step for step. Gillislee shakes loose. Inside the 5, down at the 3, but there is a penalty marker down.
I think we're looking at illegal motion again on the Florida Gators. And these are the things that happen to you when you're shuffling an offensive line, you're shuffling in guys get hurt, replacements come in. That's a tough thing from a continuity standpoint. Let's listen into the call.
Illegal shift on the offense. The back went in motion as the tackle was going down. It never got set. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And here you go. Slot guy comes back in. It's like Robert Clark there. Urban Meyer, you can tell his disgust right there. Come on, guys.
That's their 4th penalty like that tonight against the Gators. Illegal motion. So it's 2nd down and 15 as they move it back to the 30-yard line. Brantley. Moody. Inside the 15. And those are not boos. That is Moody here in Gainesville. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line where it's first down for the Gators. Alongside Mark Schlereth, I'm Clay Matvick. Elizabeth Morrow down on the sidelines. College football primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy from the Swamp. Number 9, Florida. Trying to go to 4-0. So are the Kentucky Wildcats here tonight. Moody again. Lowers his head, and he's down inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
We'll get down to the red zone. What do you get from the Florida Gators? You get 2 tight ends, but one of them happens to be an extra offensive lineman. We're telling you, guys, we're going to come off the football. We're going to run our option game, and we're going to run it down your throat. Can you stop us? That's what they're saying to the Wildcats of Kentucky.
Career high passing yards tonight for John Brantley. And the Wildcat is on as Trey Burton takes the snap. Looking for room on the outside, and there it is. To the end zone, touchdown, number 4. This guy is going to be SEC Freshman of the Week.
I think he's got a great chance.
Caleb Sturgis comes on. Tacks on the extra point. 34-14 Florida. The true freshman from Venice, Florida. 8 touches tonight, 67 yards and 4 scores.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 55 on Kentucky. That 15-yard penalty will be
now
administered
Kentucky
on the
getting a little frustrated down on the field. The Gators. An offense has really come alive here at home tonight. They lead it big in the Swamp. The band has been busy tonight playing after scores. Number 9, Florida, enjoying a big night offensively, 359 yards of offense. We still have a minute 20 to play here in the third quarter. This is a season high for total offense in a game. And Trey Burton with 4 touchdowns. He's just a freshman.
Yeah, what do you do when you score 4 touchdowns? You come get yourself some Gatorade, and you get that right there as well.
And because of the penalty on Kentucky during the extra point, it's easily kicked through the end zone by Sturgis. Let's go down to Elizabeth.
Well, you guys, I saw Burton come off the field. People have been comparing him to a Tim Tebow-like body style, a little bit smaller than him, can run the ball like him. But when he got down off the sideline, he sat down, he pointed to Hurt, and he said, "That was all you, buddy. Thank you for protecting me, all you." Smiles right through cheek to cheek.
Maurice Hurt is one of the offensive linemen for Florida, one of 4 seniors on that O-line. And now a penalty here against the Gators. As you see, Burton is tied a Florida freshman record.
You look at Burton right here. You get on the sideline. What do you do after you score 4 touchdowns? Come get yourself a drink. You get plugged in there to the cooling system and your shoulder pads. Yeah, get a little refreshment, because let me tell you, big fella, your night's not done yet.
15-yard penalty against the Gators on that kickoff on sportsmanlike conduct. Kentucky starts at the 35. Hartline swings it out to Locke, and he is dumped by Jenkins. No gain. What does Hartline and Kentucky have to do here? I mean, there's still plenty of time in this football.
Yeah, well, obviously you have to continue to get your playmakers involved, but you've got to take some shots down the football field right now. Florida, they'll be aggressive. They'll play you right now. They've got a single high safety look right here. You've got an opportunity on the outside to take a shot down the football field. Kentucky's going to have to take their shots if they want to get back into this football game in a quick strike.
Incomplete. LaRod King knows he should have had it. And now it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
And those are the plays you just can't afford. If you're Kentucky, you're behind right now, you're trying to put some drives together, you get what you want, you run a little scissors route combination there, the outside guy becomes the inside receiver, he's wide open, your quarterback puts it on the money. You've got to be able to come up with a play in these situations.
Hartline hit as he threw by John Bostic.
Gator fans are riled up now, and that's what we call zero coverage. And what that means is everybody's man-to-man, and we're bringing the house. Here you see them. We're going to bring more than you can block. Hartline pays the price. Bostic in there on the tackle.
5th punt tonight for Ryan Tidlachka. A little bit of a rugby look. Janoris Jenkins from inside the 20. Coming to the wide side, finds some breathing room. To the 40, cuts it back. And out near midfield. A 43-yard return for Janoris Jenkins, who is learning on the job as the new primary punt returner for this team.
Tried to pin Jenkins on the sideline. You saw him take it laterally at first. Watch him with the catch here. Now he's going to go sideline to sideline to try to get to his wall, and then the wall comes up and starts knocking guys around, and Jenkins takes it for a big return. Go ahead. Where's my wall? Where's my wall? Get out there. Get out there. Come on, wall. Come on, wall. And then you see some big hits. And Jenkins, nice return, excellent execution by the return team.
And penalty flag.
Before the snap, false start, number 11 on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Urban Meyer still coaches special teams, even though he has delegated more responsibility in that game. Very disappointed, though, in losing Chris Rainey. He was the primary return man, of course, an excellent wide receiver. And that's been one of the distractions here recently surrounding this Florida program. A lot of off-field issues.
There has been a ton of off-field issues, and something that they are well aware of here in Florida, and that Urban Meyers talks to his guys about all the time, trying to clean that part of this program up.
Brantley puts it in the breadbasket of Moody, and he'll get it back to the 48-yard line, maybe the 49, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So a 20-point lead for Urban Meyer's Gators. Trying to go to 4-0. They know they've got Alabama next week in Tuscaloosa. They didn't want to be upset here tonight, and so far so good for a good-looking offense with Trey Burton scoring 4 times. $90,000 folks here in the swamp have been pleased. This offense has tied up some loose ends, it appears. Number 9, Florida leading by 20 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Well, if tying up loose ends, by that you mean finding Tyler Burton, then you're absolutely right. This Florida offense has found their groove in the passing game, but they have found their Trey Burton, they have found their secret weapon in Trey Burton. He has been unbelievable all over the field.
Brantley hasn't been too shabby himself. 222 yards passing. That's a career high. Brantley wants to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, has a man. It is caught by Deontay Thompson. For the 36-yard line, a 15-yard pickup for Thompson. He's got 4 catches now for 75 yards as Brantley has been spreading it around nicely.
And that doesn't sound like a broken record, does it? That middle of the football field, that crossing route, they've been exploiting that route all night long.
First down. Give it to Gillislee. Good pickup. Another first down for the Gators. Let's remind you what Alabama did today.
Well, they look good in the second half, and that is all that actually counted for Bama. Coming back from 13 points down, Mark Ingram bruising one in. 3 Ryan Mallett interceptions in this one as Alabama wins 24-20. Play.
All right, Lowell, thank you very much. So Nick Saban tied on a 28-game winning streak. Of course, they will host these Gators next week. Brantley play fake, throws, has a receiver. It's Thompson again, and he's rolled down to the 15-yard line. Just keep moving the chains. And well, this game isn't over yet, but Florida looking in pretty good shape to be undefeated going into Tuscaloosa.
They certainly are. I mean, you look at the way they're running this offense right now, and they have really found their rhythm. But I guarantee you this, Urban Meyer wants to keep the pressure on. He wants to continue to feel good about themselves offensively as they get through this fourth quarter.
A first down, Gillislee takes it to the 6. Gillislee has made the most of his touches this year. He had 2 of his 3 touchdowns on the season last week against Tennessee. There's a penalty marker down.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 27 on the defense. That penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down.
First down.
Correction, the number was number 24.
The first down and goal to go now for the Gators. It's on Randall Burton. He's a key part of that Kentucky defense, but junior, an unsportsmanlike conduct foul there.
And that just becomes frustration.
Brantley. That might be the first mistake Trey Burton has made tonight.
He was thinking about scoring his 5th touchdown right there. Took his eyes off the ball for a second, wanted to corral that football in and jump himself across that goal line.
Talked about Bama on the horizon for Florida. Then they host LSU and an improved Mississippi State team before a bye week. Burton in at the Wildcat. Can he make it 5 to the end zone? Touchdown, Florida. 5 scores for Trey Burton tonight.
Stop it, Trey Burton. Stop it. We see you, big fella. Looks to me this true freshman has become the focal point of the red zone offense for the Florida Gators and just burst onto the national scene.
We don't have to go very far back to remember the last focus of the red zone offense. It was Tim Tebow. Coincidentally, he is the last Gator to score 5 rushing touchdowns in a game. Trey Burton, welcome to the SEC. Tough start to the year for the Big East. 41-14 Florida, 5 touchdowns for Trey Burton. Now, I said before the break that those were all rushing touchdowns. That's inaccurate. 4 were rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving. Still, he's the first player since Tebow to have 5 touchdowns in a game. And he is tonight's Wrangler 5-star player of the game.
And when you score 5 touchdowns, guess what? You don't have to cover this kickoff. Go ahead, get yourself some Gatorade, take a break. You've done a good job, young man. The true freshman normally is running down on kickoff cover, but you score 5, we'll go ahead and give you a little break.
5 touchdowns, tying a school record. His career is bright. Sturgis into the end zone. Block will come out. And Kentucky will go to work at the 24. Let's recap all 5.
Well, here you go on the quarterback keeper right there. Little counter play, and then again on the counter play, fake. You dump it off to Burton on the edge, and here we go, counter again. Now it's fullback counter. Instead of guard and tackle, it's the fullback. And once again, go ahead, fake the option and get to the edge. And hey, it's worked so far. Every time we've been in the red zone, let's run the fullback counter again. QB keep. Why not?
Snap, hard line, picks it up and looks downfield, comes underneath to Matthews, who's had an excellent night, and he picks up a first down. We talked before, Mark, about Florida trying to figure out its identity. Well, Trey Burton obviously could be a very good candidate for a big piece of that puzzle.
Well, there's no question about this. This guy is so versatile. We've talked about all the different positions he's played in. But the red zone package that he has right now in the Wildcat has been unbelievable, and Kentucky hasn't been able to stop it.
Penalty markers down. Locke changes field. Tripped up at the 43-yard line.
Go ahead, go ahead, Hartline. I see you.
Janoris Jenkins making that tackle. And this is going to go against the Gators.
Well, look at my man Hartline. This is how you earn the respect of your teammates. Go ahead. Get down there. Get dirty. Look at him. Get the cup lock. Help your running back get some extra yards. I can't tell you how far that goes.
Offsides, number 7 on the defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
How far a play like that goes in the locker room with Hartline. When you see your quarterback give that extra effort, you see him digging guys out and helping his running back get a couple extra yards, you can't wait to pat him on the back.
John Elway did that.
Absolutely.
That's how you win Super Bowls. Everybody giving 100%. On 1st and 5, out of the pocket, Hartline throwing on the run. That should have been caught. And it's Randall Cobb. You wouldn't expect him to not haul that one in. Lowell Galindo, David Pollock, Charles Arbuckle. BCS Countdown. In-depth analysis the past weekend and a look ahead. BCS Countdown presented by Allstate on the U Monday, 6 Eastern. And they will have plenty to talk about. Of course, the first BCS poll will be coming out in October, mid-October, so that's a little ways off, but a lot of things starting to come into focus in the college football landscape. Certainly Alabama's win today, deflating the hopes of Arkansas for a national championship. And it's a 7-yard pickup there for Locke. That win today for Alabama, I gotta believe that there were some Florida fans that were happy to see Bama pull that out because they want a chance at the #1 team next week.
Absolutely. You want to play the best, you want to beat the best, and you want to be facing them when they're #1 in the nation.
On 1st down, Hartline complete. Caught at the 47 of Florida by Lerod King. It's a 17-yard gain, and Kentucky will move the chains here with 11:37 to go. You see next week the 2008 SEC championship. It was #4 Florida defeating Bama and then going on to the national championship win. Last year in the SEC title game, it was Alabama turning the tables on the Gators. Always fun when they get together. Hartline on target. Cobb reaching out toward the 1st down marker, and he's about a yard short. Let's go to the studio and Lowell.
Yeah, Clay, great game right now between South Carolina and Auburn. You have Cam Newton going off for 129 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. That gives Auburn the lead. South Carolina threatening at this point. And Vic Ballard, another touchdown from Mississippi State. They're beating up on Georgia 24-6. Clay.
Oh, Mark Richt and those dogs in a world of hurt. Possibly 0-3 after tonight in SEC play. There's a Kentucky 1st down on the run by Derek Locke. And Auburn, I thought that there might be a chance that they would have a hangover after last week's hard-fought win over Clemson in overtime, but it appears that things are coming together and they might beat the Gamecocks tonight.
Well, I mean, that's every week in this conference, in the SEC, you know you're going to get everybody's best. There are no necessarily weak sisters, so every time you play, you better gear it up and buckle up your bucket because you know you're going to get their best.
Block. No game. And I'm sure that that's what Florida was thinking about when Kentucky came in here this weekend. I mean, that winning streak against the Wildcats, 23 straight. You got to go back to '86 to see the last Kentucky win in the record books. With that said, this is not your daddy's Kentucky team, and Urban Meyer, I'm sure, was preaching that throughout the week of practice.
Well, there's no question about that. Plus, they're looking at themselves and being really evaluating themselves, saying, hey, guys, we have to get better offensively.
On 2nd and 11, Hartline lobs it up for the end zone. And it's Matthews in the corner. Will Hill in on the coverage. So was Jenkins. Jenkins a little bit slow getting up. It looks like he got dinged by his own guy.
You're going to see man coverage on the end by Jenkins. He turns, and bam! Hill comes over. That's a fine hello. Jenkins looks like he's all right now. Got his faculties back together as they check on him.
Janoris Jenkins is a tough son of a gun. Leads the SEC in passes defended. He hunted rabbits with his bare hands in Pahokee, Florida. If you think I'm making that up, go to the internet. Pahokee, Florida, rabbit hunting.
Make Elmer Fudd proud, huh? Doing a little rabbit hunting with your bare hands.
Alongside Mark Schlereth and Elizabeth Morrow on play. Matt Vick, we're in Gainesville, Kentucky on the move. 9:18 to go. Trailing big to the Gators. No snap, Hartline under pressure. Dumps it off short, incomplete.
Interesting about Florida right now with a 41-14 lead in this drive. They have brought pressure. I would say 75% of the plays they have brought some type of blitz, some type of pressure. They're not just sitting back resting on their laurels. They're saying, hey, what do we need to work on? We haven't really pressured in this game. Let's pressure. We're up 41-14. Let's make something happen with our defense.
Greg McIntosh coming on to attempt a 35-yard field goal. McIntosh had a block, and this is a live ball. Still loose. Jay Howard got his hand on it.
Here you go. Get up there, Jay Howard, and bam! Get that ball.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no 2:30 feeling later. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com. And in part by the Capital One Venture Card. What's in your wallet? This Florida offense has come to life tonight. 41-14 with 9:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. As we take a look at the quest for the Coach's Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper, and Urban Meyer going for win number 100 tonight in his head coaching career. That's pretty quick. In 10 seasons, already be at the century mark.
And how about this one stat down there, the third one down? 3-time National Coach of the Year. That's pretty impressive.
You lose arguably the greatest player in college football history, Tim Tebow, and reload. Ready to go to 4-0 tonight with Bama coming in next week in Tuscaloosa. Let's go to the studio one more time in Lowell.
Yeah, Clay, this game between South Carolina and Auburn just going back and forth. You saw the Cam Newton touchdown. A few plays later, Steven Garcia back to Tory Gurley, and now it's the Gamecocks with that 6-point lead. Clay.
Oh, ping pong game, back and forth. Trey Burton in a quarterback now, and he's under center. This time hands off. And it's going to be Gillislee for a pickup of 3 yards.
Here's what I like about Florida in this fourth quarter right now. Game in hand, 41-14. Their defense came out in that last drive, said we're going to pressure. Because at some point throughout the rest of this SEC schedule, we're going to have to pressure. We're going to have to create a turnover. We're going to have to blitz people. Let's work on the things that we need to improve upon, even though we're up 41-14. I like the mentality of the coaching staff.
Burton stays in at the Wildcat, rolls out, looks downfield, throws, has a man wide open. Omarius Hines down to the 10. As Burton does it, everything. 42 yards on that play. We thought we might see this from Randall Cobb on the other side.
Here he is right here, the fake. Little sprint out right here. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Beautifully executed. If Hines doesn't stumble, he throws for a touchdown right there. But I saw him in pregame throwing with his left hand. I didn't even realize he was right-handed.
He's ambidextrous. And push back. That's Moody
Yeah, this kid was running around, Burton, pregame, chucking it with his left hand, and I thought, wow, I didn't realize he was a left-handed guy. Well, apparently he's not. There's nothing he can't do. And as you know, this is where he's been exceptionally dangerous. Down in the red zone, running the football, catching the football. We see him throwing the football.
4 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving. From under center, he'll hand it off. No, he fakes the handoff and takes it toward the end zone. To the pylon, he got it! Number 6! A new Gators record. 6 touchdowns in a single game.
Look at fake 19, QB, boot, right. And look at him, understands where the pylon is, stretches the ball, touchdown.
Not even Tim Tebow did that, folks. Trey Burton, a true freshman from Venice, Florida, making a name for himself.
Soak it in, Florida. A star is born, and his name is Trey Burton.
You're watching ESPN, new home of the Bowl Championship Series.
He's got all of their touchdowns tonight. Trey Burton. 5 rushes tonight for Burton, and he got to the end zone every time. A school record 6 touchdowns. Here's how they break down. An 11-yard run in the first quarter, an 11-yard reception for a touchdown in the first quarter, a 10-yard run in the third quarter for a score, a 3-yard run in the fourth, and another 10-yard run here in the fourth moments ago.
Well, it just leads you to one question. What's wrong with Trey Burton? Must not be feeling well tonight, huh? Every time I touch the ball, I score. My name is Trey Burton.
You said it when we were off the air. Imagine him last year in high school. I mean, he's 6'2", 222 pounds, and he is making a name for himself here in the SEC. And Tim Tebow never did that. Tim Tebow, like we said, maybe the best player in college football history, and he just broke a school record tonight.
I'm telling you what, that's pretty high praise and pretty hallowed company right there. When you're in the same breath as Tim Tebow, you've done something.
Time winding down here on Kentucky. That losing streak to the Gators is going to go to 24 straight. Hard line, down he goes. Sacked at the 17. Let's go to the studio for an update.
Well, this is a good one, Clay, and this will get a lot of conversations going. It's Patrick Peterson against West Virginia. 60 yards off the punt return for the touchdown. But watch what he does once he gets to the end zone. We saw this coming. Strike it up, the Heisman pose for Patrick Peterson.
I mean, he's good and everything, but it's a little presumptuous.
Kind of early, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it in December. Last time I checked, we're still in September, right?
That's what the calendar says. Here's Locke after the 25-yard line, a gain of 8 yards. The experts, of course, one of our favorite news shows on ESPNU Tuesday nights. And I'm sure that's something that they'll bandy around. One guy that I know Alabama's happy to have back is Mark Ingram, and he sure took the tide on his shoulders today when they needed it.
There's no question about that. And that guy has got legit NFL talent written all over him.
And the Heisman last year became the first Crimson Tide to ever win it. Out to the 32-yard line. That's Matt Rourke. It's a gain of 7 yards. for Rourke. He was known as Roark last year, and that's an interesting story. The first 2 years of his career at Kentucky,
Right.
it was Roark because he was too shy to tell the people in charge of the media relations department that you're actually mispronouncing my name.
Well, listen, I went through that as a kid from Alaska, making the NFL from Idaho, which was a 1AA school at the time. Everybody called me Schlereth, and I never corrected anybody. And then I go on to help my team win a Super Bowl, play in a Pro Bowl, and the next year they're doing interviews with me. Nobody ever cared to talk to me, right, until I go to the Pro Bowl, and somebody asks me, well, how do you pronounce your name? One of the network people, and I said, well, it's Schlereth. I thought it was Schlereth. No, it's always been Schlereth. But we've been calling you Schlereth for years. And I go, yeah, well, you know what? Nobody really ever asked me. And then I would hear things like, oh, the guy goes to the Pro Bowl, he changes his name. No, my name's never changed. But you know what? You have to earn that. Rourke, you got to earn it, right? He doesn't feel like he can come right in there and say, hey, listen, this is how you pronounce my name. I got to go in here and make some plays before I tell you how to correctly pronounce it.
Hard line on the run, throws. It's complete to Cobb. Ooh, and he takes a pop from a couple of Gators out of bounds after the catch. And shaking some cobwebs out. It's a 9-yard pickup for Randall Cobb, who has been held in check by this Florida defense tonight. Let's hear this hit.
That's just big boy football out there. You watch hits like that, it makes you glad you don't play anymore.
Thank you, Mr. Schlereth.
Here we come with a little pressure again.
There's Locke to the 45-yard line. Another guy that Florida has contained tonight. Locke rushing the football is going to be near 100 yards when this game is all said and done, maybe even over it. But Locke and Cobb were taken out of this game early.
Yeah, they were, and Kentucky came in the second half and really tried to establish those two players once again. But at that point, they were already playing from behind. Really difficult to dictate offensively when you're trying to play catch-up football.
Pick up the first down to the 39. It's Locke. He's now got 96 yards rushing tonight. Kentucky will be at Ole Miss next week as Ole Miss replaces Alabama as the rotating SEC opponent for Kentucky, and that's a good thing for these Wildcats as Ole Miss is down this year. And the goal is to get to a 5th straight bowl game for Kentucky. Hard line over the middle, and it's complete to Locke. As clock continues to move, 2:19 to play. Rich Brooks did a nice job setting up the foundation for Joker Phillips. Phillips named the coach in waiting a couple of years ago. We said it before that he's really living the dream. He's a Kentucky native, wanted this job. Excellent recruiter, and Kentucky is in great hands with Joker Phillips. Late handoff to Locke, and they make the most of it. They pick up the first down, get it to the 26-yard line.
Well, you can definitely see from a talent standpoint, they have talented football players. There's no question. I mean, there's a few drops, there's a few mistakes, there's a few penalties here. I would say the biggest thing when you look at these two teams, the biggest difference is the line of scrimmage and Florida's ability to control the line of scrimmage and basically bully Kentucky. And that's something that takes time. That's something from a recruiting standpoint that you have to work on over time to get bigger and to get stronger and to get those recruits.
And that misses everything. Hard line. Out of sync there with Locke. What kind of grade would you give the Florida offense tonight? A lot of eyes were on John Brantley and the Gators offense.
You know what? I would give the Gators offense an A. I mean, obviously, you look at Burton and his ability in the red zone and his 6 touchdowns, but this is an offense that has had a tough time discovering its identity. And tonight, I think you saw some of that with the way they threw the ball, with the way they controlled the running game. I mean, I really like what they were able to accomplish offensively. And John Brantley was on the money in the passing game, keeping the chains moving. Athletically, you got to love Florida, and you got to love their ability to run after the catch.
And this Gator defense doing a good job against Hardline, who came in, no interceptions. They got him for 2 in that first half, and it really took control of this game for the Gators. And when Charlie Strong left for the job at Louisville, this Gator defense had to kind of regroup. Terrell Austin in his first year as co-defensive coordinator with Chuck Heater. They've done a nice job. Hardline gets rid of it, and it is complete at the 16-yard line. There's Matt Rourke for a gain of 10. Not Roark, Rourke. And a minute 12 to go. Kentucky like to score here. Finish the night on a positive note as we take a look at John Brantley. Brantley's numbers impressive. 248, 1 touchdown pass. He was 24 of 35. Also did throw 1 interception. Hard line. Incomplete. Talked about replacing an icon. That's what John Brantley has done here in Gainesville, and I don't think there are many people that would stand in line for that honor.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, under a ton of pressure, there's no question about it. When I talked to Tim Tebow about it, he said, hey, listen, man, it's your time here. Just be you. You're good enough. And he and John Brantley have a wonderful relationship. They talk all the time. He tells me that Brantley really helped him as a player because Tim is so fiery that Brantley was a real calming influence in Tebow's career here. And Tebow has nothing but the utmost respect for John, not only as a person, but as a player. Says he's nothing but integrity and character, and he's the right man to lead this Florida offense.
Former roommates, Tebow and Brantley, and certainly different styles.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think Brantley has to grow into as the quarterback. You know, you can be that calming influence, but there comes a time when you got to walk into a huddle and grab somebody via the neck of the shoulder pad and say, hey, guys, get your heads in this right now. I'm going to lead you down. We're going to score. And that's a part of his game that's going to be continuing to develop as they go through this SEC schedule.
9 seconds to play. Hartline trying to get Kentucky in the end zone. Crossing route. And it's Cobb. That's going to be the final play. Urban Meyer's Gators go to 4-0. And it's a milestone for Urban Meyer. Career win 100.
It's amazing. And you think about that, how quickly he's attained that. But he did it at 2 programs initially in Bowling Green and Utah that you don't think of as powerhouses. He came in there, won a lot of ball games with both of those universities, and then comes to Florida and wins 2 national championships. And it's a lot to do with players like that right there. Trey Burton, unbelievable effort by him tonight.
He's a big story, and of course the offense coming awake here in week 4. 466 yards of total offense for the Gators.
And we talked about it. Who are you going to be? You've got to establish an identity. You've got to figure out what you are as an offense. And they took a giant leap in figuring out who they are. John Brantley, the passing game, the quick strikes, they know it, they understand it. And then when they get it down to the red zone, it's that guy right there, Trey Burton.
Well, Trey Burton, 6 touchdowns tonight. We will be talking with him and the head coach, Urban Meyer, about his milestone victory a little bit later here on ESPNU. The next 2 opponents for Florida, Alabama and LSU. They are happy to see that the offense is starting to come around with those 2 teams on the horizon. Our final score. Number 9, Florida 48, Kentucky 14. The winning streak for the Gators over the Wildcats, now 24 straight. For Mark Schlereth, Elizabeth Morrow, and our entire ESPNU crew, I'm Clay Matvick. Coming up next, Sports Center U. College football fans, you don't want to miss the experts, 6 experts, and unfiltered conversation Tuesdays at 1 and 7 Eastern on the U. The proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from Gainesville. Now let's go to Lowell Galindo. Charles Arbuckle and Tom Luganville.
Coach, your 100th career win from Bowling Green to Utah to Florida. What does it mean?
It means I'm a very fortunate person, a very fortunate coach. A lot of great coaches out there don't get to coach players like this, and they did a really nice job tonight.
Trey Burton, 6 touchdowns, 6 school record. How did he do it?
Well, he's an all-purpose guy and just a good football player. And we knew that. We knew that we recruited him. We didn't know that to the extent until we started training camp. He's a really good player.
How soon do you start preparing for Bama?
Oh, right now. I mean, well, we're going to enjoy this win. That was a good team we beat. Kentucky will do some damage in this conference, and we'll have a good week of practice getting ready for Alabama.
All right, thank you. Congratulations on 100 wins. Back to the studio.